Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. I think it is more important than ever to be aware of the overall chart, the bigger picture. I did discuss it in more detail in the previous video, so feel free to check that video out. It's still very relevant. I just want to have a quick look at the daily time frame because I think it is so important. My preference is still the white wave count, okay, the white scenario. Bitcoin has recovered from yesterday's small pullback, is back challenging yesterday's swing highs, and we're approaching this red structural resistance area in the white wave count, in which we're moving up in a third wave. It could also be the green wave count, which I discussed, but that will only become really relevant if we get a sustained break above all-time highs, so basically into the 69K plus region. I prefer the white count, in which yes, the market is considerably stretched to the upside. The market is overheated, but we could still climb a little further. Possibly even, I'm very open to that idea, but it's not guaranteed. Possibly even to get just a sort of wick into all-time high territory, get a rejection, and then start this wave 4 finally. That would also be the next, I think, more decent pullback that could be used to add new positions maybe for anybody who took some profits, you know. I think the market is overheated. I think a pullback is due. This is the perfect opportunity for whales and institutions to get rid of some positions while there is so much liquidity in the market, because they don't push the price down with it, right? They can just have their limit orders on the exchanges. People just buy it up, buy it up, buy it up, which is essentially generating resistance in this region. So at some point when everybody has a position, you know, the price will start to decline. And that's essentially what we're watching for, waiting for here in this region. It should be significant resistance, but never underestimate the strength of a third wave rally, especially fueled by FOMO. Third waves are the FOMO waves. And if we're in a third wave of a third wave, then you get a lot of FOMO there. Ideally not anybody who's watching these videos, okay? Because, you know, we've been focusing on these, you know, this uptrend for a while. Yeah, granted, I mean, it also has now happened faster than I assumed, but haven't talked about anything else than an overall bullish scenario for Bitcoin, you know, for more than a year. So we're getting there. But yeah, a bit faster than I also assumed. But hey, you know, it is what it is. The market, when a trend is rolling, the market will just carry on, right? And then we're basically where you know, we're now at a point where a lot of new people are coming into the space. I see that in the comment section. And if you're new in the crypto space, welcome. But please don't act based on emotions. That's the greatest mistake anybody can do. It's you know, it's a significant breakout point. We could form a triple top here and then just get that pullback and then break out going forward. Obviously, structural resistance ranges from 65K to sort of 69. I would prefer to see a price top form very, very shortly. This could stretch a little higher, maybe to around about 67K. Different ways of measuring targets here for this smaller degree fifth wave. This is now the 1 hour chart, so I just showed you the daily. Just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. We see a bullish structure here. A fourth wave pullback. I mean, I am of the view that a more substantial top is forming in this region. That's what I would prefer. But I'm not calling a top yet because the trend is still up. Okay, so that's why we are also observing the 1 hour time frame, very important. An analyst who's only watching the daily time frame can't really give you the levels that you need to see break to get a first indication that a top is in place. Now, if there is a pullback, this would be the zone, okay, for that pullback. It will have to be adjusted if the price climbs a little higher. At the moment, that support zone is between 51.3 and 39K, 39.9. I already see people who cannot imagine anymore that there will be a pullback like this. I see it in the comments. That's always a good indication a pullback is near or close. Okay, so if people cannot imagine anymore that there will ever be another pullback, couldn't Bitcoin just go up without any pullbacks? Of course, you know, anything could happen. I mean, I've added the green count, which is more directly bullish, which just basically from a strategic point of view, it would suggest that we shouldn't get rid of all our Bitcoin positions because green could just drive it higher without any pullbacks, basically. But it's not an ideal count. So, but of course possible, you know. So the trend is up as long as we're holding relevant micro support levels. It still takes a break below 57,100 for a first indication that some kind of a top has formed. Until then, this is sort of the last wave of that last wave of the third wave that I just showed you on the daily time frame. And I mean, in terms of, possible targets there for that micro fifth wave, as I said, sort of, what are sort of the next levels here? Yesterday, the price got rejected from that 38.2 extension. The next level is sort of 67, actually more like 68K. I would prefer to see a top form in this region. If not, then yeah, I'm open to the idea we might stretch to all-time highs, but then ideally we get maybe a pullback afterwards. If it just goes higher and higher and higher, fair enough. The trend never broke. I can only highlight the levels of interest, the relevant pivots that we can watch for potential reactions. And at the moment, the support is 57.1K. If we form a new high, maybe stretch to 67, 68K, then a break below this swing low that formed yesterday at 58,675 will be a first confirmation that a more substantial top has formed. Would also need to be confirmed further with a break below those swing lows from a week ago here at around 50,400. That's what I'm watching at the moment for Bitcoin. So hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.